Hey everybody, this is Jason Potash. If you can hear my voice, please just give me a 1 or a Y in the chat box there. I mean, the wonders of live webinars are that sometimes you have some of these weird, freakish issues. So we're trying to get Jon Shugart live here. His audio is working, except for some reason he was not coming live through the broadcast here. But if you can hear my voice and see my screen in front of you, just give me a Y or 1. Let me know where you're from. I see a bunch of you in the chat already. Just so you know, I have muted the chat temporarily because I know that on these live webinars, things get kind of crazy, right? People are just going nuts, asking questions. We will definitely save time towards the end of the broadcast for your questions here. And I see a bunch of you putting in yes. All right, Thomas from Tasmania, Australia. Awesome. We got Dorian from Austin, Texas. We got John from London, Ontario, Canada. We got Frank. We have also got Simon P. Awesome. I appreciate that. A bunch of you putting in the ones and Ys in there. John, are you with us? Can we hear you? Very strange. I don't know what's happening here, folks, honestly. John is here. I can see him. For some reason, the microphone's not connecting to the panel here, which is very, very bizarre. Well, hopefully we'll let John maybe re-log back in and see if he can get access to the webinar. So I'm going to go and just make my screen full screen here. And by all means, you're my eyes and ears. If anything goes weird, or if you see that something happens to vanish, then let me know. But you should see my screen, the full screen across the full screen of your desktop there with the first slide, which is IRPH instant ranking placeholders. And again, if anything looks weird or out of place, definitely let me know. I'll keep looking at the chat box here as we're going through here. So we're going to spend about an hour and 10 minutes today. I've got a lot of stuff to go through today. I really appreciate you spending some time here. And as you can see on the screen, we're talking about IRPH, which is instant ranking placeholders. It's the 100% safe 60-second secret that gets you ranked on Google and YouTube page 1 in 5 minutes or less. And there's an asterisk beside that subtext there. Every time you see an asterisk, you probably wonder, all right, what's the hidden print? What's the fine print? There's some kind of a catch here. Well, the catch here is before you build anything or spend any time or money. And once you see this process over the next hour, I'm going to walk you through the process. We're going to go through a live example of how it works. I think you'll be really impressed with how you can get these quick results without using any kind of loopholes or anything of that nature. Okay, all right, I see a bunch of people saying full screen. You can see my screen. That's great. So at least you can hear me. I mean, I don't know honestly what happened with John's microphone, but this is live. Obviously, wouldn't be faking this kind of stuff if we could prevent it. So anyway, let's move on forward here, and hopefully John can shortly. So how is this different, right? I know you've been on, yes, as strange as it may seem, some people actually during this webinar get results. You can see here, for example, one quote, he saw me on a webinar a few months ago. It worked awesomely. He ranked 4, and I grayed out the keyword. Didn't want to create more competition for our friend David. Using your techniques to the number one, took my techniques for number 1 for the most expensive AdWords term, income protection, and I just actually grayed out, the keyword in full. In Australia, for my cousin's insurance brokerage firm, still at number 1 since October last year, above some of the biggest players. Took 4 minutes. Love it. Okay, that's just one example from somebody who took the exact same training you're taking here today. Okay, another example is Dan Hollis, a fellow that I met a few months ago. He just kept sending me email after email saying, Jason, this stuff is phenomenal. I followed what you said during the webinar, and he was just sending me screenshots, as you can see here. Another success story, more success, and one more success story. Just really finding a lot of success with the exact same system I'm showing you here today. Okay, he didn't buy anything. He just followed the training as I'm showing you here and had success. Okay, this is perhaps the most exciting example. Now, I couldn't make it to a live event last year, and a friend of mine actually presented on my behalf pretty much the exact same presentation I am giving you here today for free. People paid about $6.97 to be in a room. So one fellow here, Jonathan, what he said basically, and I quote, this is right from the video, I like to check the BS, right? So we showed him the process that we're showing you here today. He said, I like to check the BS. Honestly, I just followed the steps, chose family lawyer as a keyword, and sure enough, within 8 minutes, I'm ranked on the first page. And he didn't say of Google, but I know he means Google. And I'm not sure if you can see that screenshot there, but he's showing you on his laptop page 1 of Google. So that's what can happen once you sit down and pay attention to this process I'm going to show you here today, utilizing the IRPH method. Okay, pretty cool, right? And if you're like most people, I mean, and we're all kind of the same and come from the same background, more or less, and you've wasted time and money trying other traffic tactics. You've been burned, you've been lied to, even worse. You've followed, 10 gurus looking for the pot of gold. Everyone has the answer, right? And my question for you is, if you had a proven system to get no cost, like $0 traffic, could you grow or start your business? Give me a quick why, like the letter Y, if you could start your own business, if you knew how to generate traffic. And let's be honest, traffic is the lifeblood of any business, right? You need to have those visitors, especially highly qualified visitors, right? So I see a bunch of Ys coming in. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? So that's what we're talking about here today. And why this is different is because we're not talking about loopholes, any kind of tricks or underground ways to game Google, okay? In fact, it's the exact opposite, as you'll see. We're doing something that actually Google approves. Google wants you to do this. We're not doing any kind of shenanigans, right? So don't worry about this stuff, working for 2 weeks and then blowing up in your face, right? And the good news is you don't have to wait 4 weeks or even 6 weeks or even 2 weeks to see results. As you'll see over the next few minutes, results can come very quickly. I mean, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, sometimes half an hour, but very, very quickly. And if you don't have any complicated funnels, if you don't have a product, if you're not even an expert, well, that's not a problem either. You don't need to have all these things in the works, okay? So if you're kind of just starting out from scratch, I've got some good news for you. And anybody can do this. If you're an affiliate marketer, if you do e-commerce, if you have import products, if you have a service, if you're a coach, it doesn't really matter. People go to Google for answers to solutions and to looking for product suggestions, and you can get traffic from Google too, okay? And in the next 60 minutes, you're going to walk away step by step. Is something called the Easy Rank Checklist. It just summarizes a lot of the key points that we're talking about here today and gives you even some more ideas we didn't talk about during this webinar. Okay, it's a one-page PDF. And the second thing is a massive buyer keywords list. You may not know what buyer keywords are right now. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in this webinar, but these are keywords that lead to a transaction, lead to somebody buying something, somebody taking an action. So the exact kind of keywords you want to target, right? Because we all want people to do something. We don't want them to watch our dancing cat video. We want them to actually, pull out the credit card or click a mouse button, head over to an opt-in page so we get an opt-in, or better, we get a sale, right? Does that make sense so far? All right. So for those of you that don't know me, I see some comments here that the audio has been lost. Let me just, for 1 second, pause here and make sure that we're good to go on the audio here, because that can happen sometimes. So hopefully we're back now. I just reset the audio setting here to make sure that we're good to go. And that should actually get the audio back for everybody here. So, all right, it's back. Perfect. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Again, I'm looking at the chat bar here. And I appreciate you putting some eyes and ears on this. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I'm not going to give you my life story. I'm not going to give you this, story of gloom and doom. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jason Potash. I've been online probably almost as long as John, probably a little bit less so. I think John got started even before I did, even though I've known him of him for years and years. I've been a search engine geek on Google since like 2000 when I got online. Software nerd since 1995. I cut my teeth in the software business. Got started in 1995 with a very small software company and kind of led me on the path to where I am here today. Over $2 million in profit utilizing no-cost traffic and utilizing many of the same strategies I'm going to share with you here today during this web class, okay? Also, I had the pleasure of sharing the stage with some really cool and smart guys like Russell Brunson, Frank Kern, Mike Filsame. I don't say that to brag. I'm not a professional speaker. Obviously, you'll hear lots of ums and ahs in this web class today. I don't make my living flying across the country delivering presentations. I kind of live underground, and every few years I tend to kind of emerge like the cocoon, like the butterfly from the cocoon, share a bunch of cool stuff I've learned. And this is no different, and I'll explain that to you why in a minute here. And I'm not a Hollywood producer. There's some other Jason Potash who seems to have come up in the ranks over the past couple of years. I'm not him. I'm not a Hollywood producer. My life is not as glamorous, but hey, I can't complain. Life is pretty good. But A random question for you before we get in here. Has anybody here ever been punched in the face? Now, I'm not asking you to give me a 1 in the chat box. You can, keep yourself anonymous. That's totally fine. I'm happy to say I have never been punched in the face. However, I'm pretty sure what it feels like, because I did get the old slap from Google going back a few years. All right. And, I'm not going to sit here and talk about why I got the Google slap or what happened. I mean, as you know, I've been getting search engine traffic from Google since the year 2000. However, though, I think what the problem happened was that having a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. Wouldn't you agree? And I just followed some bad advice, trying to scale my business on Google and get more traffic. And by trying things I didn't really know, if they were proven and long lasting. And as a result, that's when things came crumbling down like a house of cards. And that's the reason why I really had to develop another strategy to recoup that traffic. And so I call myself an accidental expert. I'm not a YouTube guru. I'm not a Google guru. I just figured things out by necessity, by having my back up against the wall, by really doing things I shouldn't have done. And moving forward, all the things I'm showing you here today are long lasting, 100% safe, will not get you into trouble. And that's the way I run my business. But the breakthrough for me was that it really took me 13 plus years to realize I've generated free traffic the hard way. And the good news is you today get to use the proven fast and easy ways. So anybody here want to save 13 years of their life and just go right to the fast lane and find out what works today, right? I mean, without messing around with all the stuff we've read about over the past few years. And once I figured this stuff out, some really cool things started to come to light. As you can see here, after 1 month of testing this stuff, 23.08% conversion. And that's sales conversion, people, not opt-in conversion. Okay, we're not talking click-throughs. We're talking somebody pulling out their wallet and 23% of people actually going and buying something. And as you see here, $390 profit. This was just with setting up one piece of content, which I'll show you. You might notice below that the actual sales conversion was 18.18. I mean, I have no idea why it fluctuated. And on the bottom, the elephant in the room is that it's 4%. Why was it 4%? Well, actually, I ran some paid traffic to this. The results were not that great. I lost money. And once I shut the traffic off, voila, ranking organically, that's when the magic started to happen. So when have you seen anything in terms of a click-through rate, any kind of opt-in rate, that's like 23%? Very, very hard to get that, even if you're talking about paid advertising, right? So those are the kind of strategies I'm going to show you here today. So obviously, we're not talking about the old way to get free traffic, right? This is not 2013. We're not buying domain names, setting up websites. We're not installing WordPress or plugins. We're not paying for graphics or content. We're not getting web hosting or paying for any hosting or SEO hosting, which is most expensive. And we're not doing any kind of promotion. We're not spending money to buy links and do all kinds of social signal nonsense. None of that stuff, okay? And I mean, easily you could spend several $100s on that. And again, we're doing things kind of the El Cheapo way, utilizing this secret sauce that I'm going to talk to you about. And don't worry, I'm not holding this back. I'm not going to dangle the carrot and make you jump through hoops. I'm going to flat out tell you what it is, show you how to use it, and I'm going to go through a live case study, okay? With me so far? All right, so before we jump into that stuff, let's just kind of talk a little bit about the situation today, which you may or may not already know. Everyone knows that good old Facebook is trying to close the clamp on free traffic, right? Organic reach is down 52% for publishers' pages this year. And this article was actually I think, from a couple of years ago. So it's just continuing to get worse and worse. Anybody on Facebook knows you have to hit that boost post button, put down your Visa card or your MasterCard, and pay Zuckerberg to get any kind of action on Facebook, right? If you've done that, you know exactly that's how it works. And to make matters worse, the click price, the cost per click, or the cost for buying traffic on Facebook is also going up. As you see here, 24% increase, 45% increase year per year, 33% increase for the quarter, 49% increase year per year. We're going back a couple of years here, and those stats are pretty consistent. But no one can deny that the cost of traffic is going up, right? You're paying more, there's more competition, and obviously Facebook's game is to make you pay to play. They want you to pay for traffic, right? So let's look at some of the stats with regards to video, because we know that video is hot right now, right? By 2017, obviously now, online video will account for 74% of all online traffic. Huge. 3/4 of traffic is through online video. 55% of people watch videos online every day, probably even more with the younger kids. Almost 50% of internet users look for videos related to a product or service before visiting a store. Online shoppers who view demo videos are 1.81 times more likely to purchase, to buy something than non-viewers. And 4 times as many customers would rather watch a video about a product than read about it, okay? You may have seen these stats before, but you can't deny the power of video and the fact that really we're going through a change right now with any way we consume information and we access the internet through our mobile devices, through our desktops, through our tablets. Video is becoming the driving force of how we consume content, how we research, right? Wouldn't you agree? So I want to give you an opportunity to hop on the wave, rather than have this conversation 2 years from now and say, oh man, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda done that, right? The time is now to get onto this. And you probably already know this, that Google and Facebook, there's a big tug of war happening right now. Who's the king of video? Who's the king of search engine traffic? Well, we've already established that Facebook clearly is out to fleece you and me from as much money as they can, but making us pay for boosting posts, making us pay more for traffic. On the other side of the fence, not the case with Google. Sure, Google loves to charge you money for AdWords, right? They'll take your money, but Google is also driven by your content. Think about it. If you go to Google and type in something like best antivirus software, if thousands of people weren't creating content, there would be no search results on Google, right? So Google needs your content. And on YouTube, it's like times 100. I mean, YouTube is all driven by your and my content, right? YouTube and Google need that content because that's how they make money. They slap ads on it and they're happy. Shareholders are happy. So there's some big differences here I want to talk about throughout this web class. But really, again, the difference is Google really wants to partner with you rather than try to just, get into your wallet and grab more money from you, right? So a big, big difference. So before we dive into the 3-step process, I want to talk about something that kind of frames this whole concept of what we're going to talk about today. Now, you're probably familiar with what recurring revenue is, right? I mean, recurring revenue is the portion of a company's revenue that is highly likely to continue in the future. This is revenue that's predictable, stable, and can be counted on in the future with a high degree of certainty. And that's why everybody loves membership sites, right? Everybody loves promoting these monthly programs. If it's a web hosting program, if it's a new supplement or a diet product where every month someone's paying for that, because as an affiliate or a product owner, you get consistent income on a monthly basis, right? You don't have to hunt and find new customers. You just get, that $27 a month sale just happens like clockwork every single month without you having to go out and, into the wilderness and find new customers, right? So recurring revenue is a very attractive model for those of us in the world of online marketing. Well, who else wants recurring free traffic? And that's exactly what I'm talking about here today. You set something up one time, you kind of take your hands off the wheel, you leave it alone, and that piece of content generates traffic for you daily, weekly, and month after month after month after month without you having to pump more money into it or more time into it. Pretty cool, right? Not the case on Facebook, obviously. The minute you shut the ad off or the minute you close down your credit card, that ad will die and you'll get no more traffic from that ad, right? So before we jump in, I want to just have a little fun here with you people today. Let's kind of have you put 1, 2, or 3 or a combination of these answers into the chat box on which video style you think works best on YouTube and Google. Now, to walk you through the styles here, on the left, number 1 is the typical type of PowerPoint slide type presentation, right? Pretty typical. Number 2 is what I call D2C or direct to camera, otherwise known as the talking head videos, right? And number 3 is the animated whiteboard video, or any video showing kind of animation, explainer videos, animated videos, that kind of thing, okay? So put your answers in there. No wrong answers. I'm not going to call anybody out and say, John, you chose number 2, you're wrong. Don't worry, we're not going to shame anybody here. It's just going to give me an idea on sort of where you're at, and maybe we can have some fun and actually surprise you on, what the most effective formats are, especially on Google and YouTube. I see a bunch of you putting in answers here. I won't reveal them, but anyway, let's get into this. So you ready for this? Let me take a quick sip of water, and then we're going to pick up the pace here and go through this process with you. All right. So step number 1 of 3. This is the time you get your pen and paper out or your notepad. Mute your cell phone, because I do go through these fairly quickly, and unfortunately, I can't rewind the tape, if you will, and go back again. So we're talking about search engine marketing, right? And when anybody goes to Google or to YouTube, what do? They type something in. They type in a keyword, right? A search phrase. So we need to target an actual keyword that we want to actually have people find us on Google and YouTube. When they type in, best antivirus software, bam, you want them to find you as one of the first results on Google or YouTube, right? So it's about picking the best easy win keywords. It's not about picking random keywords. We want to find low competition and easy rank keywords, especially from the start. I mean, once you kind of get your chops, you can focus on more competitive territory. But for now, though, we want to focus on some easy wins, right? Just to kind of get momentum and just to get the ball rolling. So there's all kinds of keyword tools out there, right? I'm not here promoting any keyword tool. What I'm promoting here today is the YouTube keyword tool. And you've probably already seen this. When you go to YouTube, you type in a search, what does YouTube do? YouTube tries to read your mind, right? YouTube tries to jump one step ahead and say, oh, I know what you're looking for. You're looking for a t-shirt, a Destiny's Child t-shirt, or a DIY t-shirt, or a t-shirt design, or a t-shirt dress outfit, right? So what you want to do is that if you have an idea of a product you want to promote, or a category, or a niche you want to get into, you want to take some of the bigger keywords out there and just put in, for example, t-shirt space A. And then the top 3 or 4 results you see there, those are money keywords. You know why? Because what YouTube's telling you from top to bottom, these are the most highly searched, high volume, most relevant keywords. So for example, t-shirt, Destiny's Child gets a lot of searches. I guess Destiny's Child is still popular. That broke up years ago. I'm a fan. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Anyway, but there's a lot of searches. So any of these key phrases that appear at the top, you want to grab those and put them into an Excel spreadsheet and repeat the process for t-shirt space A, space B, space C, space D, all the way to the letter Z. You'll get a lot of different keywords, or you may only get a few dozen keywords depending on the niche, okay? And from the top to the bottom, the higher those keywords appear on the list of keywords there, those are the ones that have the highest amount of search volume. So those are the kind of keywords you want to focus on, right? You don't want to focus on keywords that get like 1 search a month. You want to focus on keywords that get a lot of activity, a lot of searches on a daily and weekly basis, because more searches means more potential traffic for you when they find your video ranked at the top of YouTube, right? Is that making sense? Well, don't worry, we'll kind of connect the dots here and circle back later on. But for now, though, take all those keywords, put them in a big old Excel spreadsheet. In this example, I have 284 keywords. You'll have to kind of go through these, right? Because, I mean, maybe you're not selling the Superwoman 300 t-shirt rap video, not applicable, right? However, t-shirt 3D print, $7 t-shirts, maybe a Cameo 3 t-shirt, a lot of these things will make sense. You can kind of cherry pick through those, find the keywords that make sense. You may have a few dozen keywords, you may have a few hundred keywords depending, and then I'm going to share what to do with those keywords and to test rank them in just a few minutes here, okay? So step number 2, utilizing the instant ranking placeholder method. Can you rank on page 1 of Google and YouTube for a certain keyword, right? And this is one of 3 methods that I use to rank on Google and YouTube. Is it the best method? Sometimes it is. Is it the easiest method? Yes, it is. Is it the fastest method to test the water and just to find out, if you can rank on Google and YouTube before you do any work or spend any time? Yes, it is. 100% hands down. Because we're not wasting time creating content or hiring an outsourcer, spending money, right? We're getting results ahead of time. And then, only then, when we see we can rank, we then go and contact an outsourcer or we create the content, right? So this will make sense in a minute when I go through the process here, showing it to you live. But imagine for a second, let's sort of, escape to a dream world here where, we have nothing but success online, especially when marketing on Google. And imagine for a minute, if you could look at a list of keywords you wanted to target. Say, for example, you're putting together an affiliate promo for some beach cruiser bicycles. You're getting like a 15% commission on some $1,000 overpriced bike that's a beach cruiser, right? And you're like, you know what? I wonder if I can rank on Google. I have no idea. Imagine if you had the ability to see, okay, here are the keywords I want to target on Google, and you knew without a shadow of a doubt that these 5 keywords here, you could rank within the top 5 on Google. I mean, even before you created your content, your site, or any of that nonsense, right? Imagine you had that ability, and then you could just basically ignore all the keywords where you're stuck on page 3, you're stuck on page 5, on 8. You might say, you know what? Forget about it. I'm only focusing on the sure thing. Well, the good news is that yes, this ability and this clairvoyance, whatever you want to call it, is actually available. And how we do this is utilizing the secret sauce I mentioned earlier. Now, I'm going to reveal the secret sauce to you. When I do, you've heard of this before. It's not like I'm showing you something that may be totally, unheard of until now. However, though, what I want you to do is kind of put your preconceived notions or any kind of assumptions you have aside, because I guarantee you nobody's using the secret sauce like I am and like you will once we go through the process. Okay, so you ready? If I had a drum, I'd do a drum roll here. What the secret sauce is? We're talking about YouTube Live. Okay, and actually we're utilizing YouTube Live right now to stream this webinar. YouTube Live has been around for years, and as you see here on the left, the quote, does live streaming on YouTube affect SEO, which is search engine optimization? It does. It's huge. Live streaming triggers something in YouTube's search algorithm that just makes it go bonkers in a good way. And it also goes bonkers on Google, if not more so. And I'm going to show you that over the next few minutes. And this quote is from Tim Schmoyer. Tim Schmoyer is a high-end YouTube consultant. He talks at all the big YouTube events, gets flown down to YouTube's head offices, just an overall good guy and an authority in YouTube marketing. So it's not just me telling you this stuff, folks. This is Tim Schmoyer, who's, again, very well-respected in the YouTube community, telling you that this YouTube Live platform just makes the YouTube search algorithm go bonkers. And it happens on YouTube as well, as I'll show you. And you may not know this, that actually to demonstrate how vested Google is on YouTube Live. Remember going back to April of this year, Google had something called Google Hangouts on Air. You may not be aware that Google actually killed Hangouts on Air and replaced it with YouTube Live. So that shows you that Google is all in on YouTube Live, especially now since they're competing with Facebook Live, right? So this is really the future of where Google's headed and YouTube is headed as well. So you want to see how this is done live without a net? We'll pick some keywords. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump in and do this. And what I want to do in terms of keywords is, I mean, obviously I could pick any keywords under the sun, but what I found this handy dandy list here, and I thought, let's kind of dive into the top most expensive keywords in the US. And I hope you can see the screen because I kind of blew up a little bit. So obviously number one is best mesothelioma lawyer, right? I thought let's go to number 2, 3, 4. We're talking about truck accident lawyer. We're talking about water damage. We're talking about flood restoration. Here's the thing, folks. The reason why people are advertising on Google right now, and for one click, they're paying $381.65. The reason why is because when somebody has water damage, would you not agree that's a pretty big darn problem? I mean, when your spouse calls you at work and says, hey, honey, we've got 2 inches of water in the basement and it's really starting to smell funky and there's black mold on the walls. Can you call someone and take care of this? It's a 5-alarm issue, right? I mean, you have to call somebody now, not tomorrow, like now. And these people know that when you call because you found them on Google, you're going to pay through the nose to get this stuff fixed. Most likely it's an insurance settlement, so thousands of dollars, right? So again, I want to pick some keywords in the water damage niche, if you will, where we know they're paying upwards of $380 in many cases for a single click, right? So let me go and change screens here for 1 second. And I'm going to show you exactly how we do this. So what I have done is the power of setting things up ahead of time and not have you wait is I've logged into YouTube here, okay? So what I'm showing you here is my YouTube dashboard. I'm logged in. On the left here, under the Creator Studio, you'll see under Events here, you click on that, and it allows you to schedule a live event. Now, I've left a couple of them up here, and I believe these are still ranking. This here was a client work we're doing and the emergency plumber niche. And this here was just some e-commerce fun. If any of you are Amazon people or do e-commerce stuff, lots of opportunities with different kinds of mugs and t-shirts, all that kind of fun stuff. So, and again, these are not videos, okay? They're actually live event placeholders, which I'll show you in just a minute how this works, okay? So you want to click on the new live event button up here. Now, what I did is actually I went to the state of Nevada and I sorted that list alphabetically. I picked the 2 top listings and the 2 bottom listings, right? In terms of cities, and I just added water damage. So, that's basically a random way. I've never ranked these keywords before. I've never ranked keywords related to water damage in Nevada. So these are purely just taking them randomly from the actual list of alphabetical cities and doing this. So I'm going to go through this process and explain to you how it works. Also, I'll be trying to answer questions as I go along. By all means, If you have questions, save those for the end of the class, okay? So we're doing very, very simple, basic optimization, okay? We're not doing things complicated. I want to make things fast for you. You can do much better than this, but for demonstration purposes, we're whipping through this fast, okay? So in terms of the dates, you can put any date in the next 3, 4, 5 days. It doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. Country is important. You want to make sure you're targeting the country that the video relates to. In this example, we're targeting the United States. That's the demographic we want to focus on. For description, just take your keyword and copy it 3 times. I know this seems like we're just doing things, half-assed. We kind of are actually. So again, just to demonstrate how it works. Your tag, again, include caliente or water damage into that, okay? Don't worry about anything else here. Advanced settings, a couple things I want you to focus on. Category, don't worry about it. Don't stress out about it. Video location, okay, we want to put, if anything, Nevada, and let's see if Google drops a pin. There we go. Boom, Nevada. You want to help YouTube to understand who this video relates to. So we want to put in United States, and if it makes sense, you can also add the particular state or province, depending where you live, or county, who this video relates to, okay? Video language, again, very important. Want to make sure that we're targeting English people. This is not a video in Chinese or in Portuguese, okay? It's done in English, which is very, very important, okay? And recording date, put this today. That definitely will give you a little bit of a bump as well. So everything else here, just leave it alone. Don't worry about it, okay? We're going to create the event. And there's one more list of settings here I want to focus on. I normally do recommend you choose a thumbnail image. This is the eye candy that you're going to see when you see your video thumbnail on the page, right? So it's very important to have that thumbnail kind of magnetically pull the eye to the thumbnail. Again, I want to save time today, so I'm not using a thumbnail. But as I said, I recommend you do. Bitrate, you want to go at least 720p. 1080p is my recommendation. Why? Because we want to produce high definition video. And it is a factor that gives you a boost in your search engine rankings. You'll rank higher because, let's be honest, have you ever watched a video that was really grainy, almost like a VHS recording, and the audio was all staticky? Have you ever been through that on YouTube or on Google? What do? Usually you press stop and you go back, right? Nobody wants these, circa 1980 grainy VHS type videos. So you need to have high definition video, okay? End of lecture. So again, 1080p is the minimum. It doesn't take any more work. It's just YouTube likes to make sure they're providing the best user experience, and that means high definition, okay? So that's it, we're done. This stuff here, just leave that for now. Don't worry about that. Click on Save Changes. Let's hope that Google actually did its job. Oh, there we go, bingo. So we got caliente water damage, cool. Now, I'm gonna go through here a little bit faster, less talking, so we can kind of power through this in a couple minutes, okay? So I'm copying this here. Carlin water damage. And honestly, I have no idea if these keywords will rank. I'm pretty sure we'll get at least one of them to rank. But that's the power of actually just utilizing this process and trying different keywords to find out, what's going to stick for you before you spend all that time and money doing, videos or creating content and that kind of stuff, right? So that's why you got to test it. And you will not get 100%. I mean, you may, but very rarely you'll get 100% at bat. 100% stick rate. I mean, it's just that's freaky when it happens, but for the most time, you just have to rely on the power of numbers, right? So Nevada, BIM, pin drop. There we go. Recording date today. There we go. Okay. Hopefully, I'm not forgetting anything. When I go faster, sometimes I tend to kind of trip over my own keyboard. Bitrate 1080p, right? You're following along. You know this already. This is repeat by now. I'm going to go to the events tab again, make sure we're good. Okay, Carlin water, cool. All right. Now we got a couple more here. We're going to pick up the pace, see if we can even do it faster and beat the clock here. Minute to win it. Remember that show? Title. Today, it doesn't matter. 3, 4, 5 days, doesn't matter. Edit, of course. Country. What country are we targeting? We're targeting the good old USA. Description, 1, 2, 3. Okay, make sure you include that keyword in your tags as well. Advanced settings here. Make sure we're targeting Nevada in this case. Worst case scenario, United States, right? We want to make sure we're targeting people who live in the USA. Language is English. Today, recording date. Boom. Going to create the event. Next screen, you already know what's coming here. We're going to skip the thumbnail for now, but bitrate 1080p, right? That's the only thing that Google loves. Got to be high definition, people. All right, we got 3 done now. One more here, and then we can set this and forget it for now. And we're going to circle back and check some of these rankings later on. You may find that these are rankings sooner rather than later. However, I have seen sometimes that take up to like half an hour for whatever reason. It depends what kind of mood Google's in. I don't know. We can't control these things, right? It just depends on several factors that are beyond our immediate control. So last one, boom, boom, boom. Tags, boom. I see some questions coming in here. So save your questions, folks. If this stuff is not making sense, or if you want to, ask questions, we'll definitely save those for the end of the web class. Okay. Nevada, again, for those of you just joining us, you want to focus on a specific country, or if you can, a specific state or city, right? Whatever makes sense. Recording date today. Yes, boom, done. We're going to create the event. Next screen. It's coming. Bitrate, high definition, always 1080p, or if you want to be ambitious, even greater, go 1440p or 4K, whatever it's called. Entirely up to you. Okay, save changes here, and we should be good to go with all these four. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if you click on one of these things here, it just simply says to you, hey, guess what? Come back in 6 days. This live event has not happened yet. So as you can see, this is not a video, right? This is not an actual video. There's no play button. You can't do anything here. It just says, hey, here's a live event scheduled, all right? And believe it or not, these actually rank just like a regular video does. I'm going to show you how that works here once we circle back in the actual presentation. Casey's asking if this is live. This is live. Casey, live. No net here. We already had some technical difficulties earlier, so unfortunately, you can't plan for these things ahead of time. So let me go back to the PowerPoint, and we'll come back here and circle back to this in a few minutes, okay? So there we go. All right. So again, no guessing, right? We haven't built anything. We haven't created any content. We haven't spent more than a few minutes just to put these instant ranking placeholders, these stick tests, as I call them, onto Google and YouTube to see what happens, right? So as we're letting those rankings kind of percolate, and again, it may take several minutes, could take half an hour. In the meantime, you may be wondering, but Jason, will this work for my product or my niche, right? So I run all kinds of tests and all different types of niches, right? So let me give you some examples here of what has worked in the past. iPhone 6C case review. If you're doing any kind of Amazon stuff or e-com stuff, iPhone cases are huge, right? Amongst 500,000 results, I was ranked number 1 within 5 minutes. Hope you can see that. Looking at page 1 of Google. On YouTube page 1, 6,000 results, number 1 ranked placeholder, and again, took also a few minutes, okay? Looking at this example, and I'm sure you can see this, 25,600,000 results. So we got 25 million pages on Google, and I'm number, what am I here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Took 2 minutes. My instant ranking placeholder is number 9 on page 1 of Google. And this is what I call a buyer keyword. I mentioned this earlier. We're going to get a list of these amazing buyer keywords at the end of the web class. I'll give you a actual Excel download. So stick around for that download. So what buyer keywords are anytime somebody's typing in best cutting board company. If someone's typing in the word best, you know that they're at that point in the buying cycle where they're comparing products. They want to find the best choice, right? Or, sometimes you may put in cutting board reviews, right? Reviews is another buyer keyword. Or if someone types in just buy cutting board. If somebody types in buy cutting board into Google or YouTube, that's about the hottest buyer you can find, right? Because they're telling you, hey, look, I just want to buy the damn thing. I'm typing in buy cutting board. Just show me the best price. Show me, the best cutting boards out there. That means they're ready to pull the trigger and buy something, right? That's probably what you do as well. You're like, show me the reviews on the best portable air conditioners, or show me the best, the best antivirus software so I can rid my software of the viruses my teenagers put on there by, just surfing all their MP3 download sites, all that kind of stuff, right? So again, the word best before your key phrase is a big buyer keyword. And if you target buyer keywords, big takeaway is the conversion is off the charts, okay? The sales conversion you get from someone typing in a buyer keyword and then, antivirus software or a portable air conditioner or, weight loss program, you will get unbelievable conversion, taking that click and turning it into a sale because they're using a buyer keyword, okay? I hope that makes sense. And again, that download is coming in the next 15 to 20 minutes. It'll really help you out. On the right side, 22,000 competing results on YouTube. Again, number one, again, no video, just instant ranking placeholder, okay? Also, if you want to do some fun stuff with promoting the latest gadget, again, through Amazon or what have you, going back last year, I just for fun, just wanted to see if I could rank for the latest LG 4K TV. So you can see here, I'm ranked just below CNET and just below avforums.com, and also on the same page as Forbes and LG.com. So pretty darn cool, right? When I'm ranked amongst these huge authority sites, including the manufacturer of the TV itself, which is LG, and I'm right there, just tucked in at the last result on page 1 of Google. On the right side, a different model, same 4K TV, LG company, right? So basically, shows you that you can get ranked very easily. And again, this time I'm actually outranking avforums.com, and I'm actually outranking LG.com. Cool. I see John says that we are ranking for Yerington water damage already at number 1. That's awesome. I appreciate that, John. Cool. So, hey, we've got 1. So let's check mark on Yerington water damage. That's awesome. And we'll continue with the scheduled program here, and then we'll check back. And I mean, we might get 1 more, hopefully. But again, I just want to show you that the stuff works here live. So, will this work for me? I mean, I'm not sure if you're involved in info products, or if you're an affiliate, or you're still trying to figure things out. You don't have a product, but here's something creative that a few of my customers are doing. I think you'll appreciate. So when let's say a father is typing in acoustic guitar lessons, and then maybe they live in Adrian, which I think is in the New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. Let's say they type in acoustic guitar lessons in Adrian, and they're looking for local guitar studios and that kind of thing. Well, what if you had this amazing eye-catching thumbnail? Not like the one I have here is not what I'm trying to kind of give it as an example. This eye-catching thumbnail that's a video, and people, of course, naturally are drawn to that play button, right? They want to click on it. They click on the video, and the video says something like this, saying, hey, so you're looking for guitar lessons in your local hometown. Well, before you do this, before you hop in the car and take your son and daughter to the guitar studio, you drive 15 minutes, you drop off Johnny or little Leslie, you sit in the guitar studio waiting room, flipping through guitar magazines, which you have no interest in reading. You sit there for half an hour, bored out of your skull, and then the lesson's over. You pay the $22 or $25 for the half-hour lesson. Get back in the car. Of course, now Timmy or your daughter are hungry. Got to go buy McDonald's and get yourself a snack. Another $10, $15. Then you get back in the car, drive home 15 minutes. So the whole process, you've wasted an hour of your time. Spent $35 plus with food and everything else. Well, rather than do that, why not from the comfort of your own home, utilize something like Jamorama, or one of these online guitar teaching programs where you can review the lesson many times. If you're not sure of things, go at your own pace, do a half lesson, do a full lesson, and really there's no limit on what you can do. And the price is like $47 for life, right? So, I mean, can you see how that works by changing the conversation from somebody looking for a local service or local product to really bring them into checking out an affiliate product, checking out an actual info product or a course. And of course, you can get a commission by making that recommendation. So hopefully this gives you a few ideas on how you can really target a lot of different affiliate products by focusing on people who are searching locally in your hometown, in your country, or maybe in the province or the state that you live in. Okay, a lot of possibilities. Of course, there's thousands and thousands of cities and states and provinces. So really, it's just wide open in terms of how wide and deep you can go at this stuff, right? So is that making sense? All right, cool. Yes, John, this does work on mobile, just so you know. I mean, obviously, Google's working towards mobile, and the strategy I'm showing you here works perfectly on mobile, desktop, tablet. Doesn't really matter at all, okay? Next question. Jason, do these rankings stick long-term? Actually, I saw somebody ask that already. John, again, it's the same John. John, you're on fire. Lowercase John with a J and then uppercase John with a J. So maybe it's a different John. I don't know. But anyway, John was asking if these rankings stick long term. Yes, they do. And proof of the pudding is that going back actually over 2 years ago now, June 16th, 2015, when I was starting to figure this stuff out, I'm showing you today, I just did some tests with ranking for Webinar Jam. We're actually using Webinar Jam right now to broadcast this webinar. Good friends of mine, Mike Fulsame and Andy Jenkins, started that company. And I was doing some tests. And I said, hey, I kind of showed Andy Jenkins, say, hey, man, I'm thinking about promoting Webinar Jam. And look what I'm doing. I'm just ranking these placeholders on page 1 of Google. And he literally dropped his headset when he found out what I was doing. And if you go to Google today and type in Webinar Jam Studio Demo, Webinar Jam Demo, Webinar Jam Review, Webinar Jam Tutorial, whatever, there's a whole bunch of different keywords. You will see my instant ranking placeholder still ranking on page 1 of Google. Okay, 2 years later, it's still hanging there. Now, I want to show you the staying power of this tactic. Do I recommend you leave your instant ranking placeholder as it is? No, I recommend you turn that into a video as soon as possible, okay? Because you want to make sure you get somebody watching your video and then taking an action, clicking on an affiliate link or clicking through to your opt-in page, clicking through to your Amazon or your Shopify store. Does that make sense, right? You don't want to just leave them going to a blank page that says, hey, the event started. Well, the event hasn't started yet because no one's actually streamed it yet. So again, you can check. I mean, on YouTube, the results drop faster than on Google, but you'll still see my stuff ranking on YouTube as well. And again, another reason why when something's ranking, you want to turn that into a video, a live, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minute video as quickly as possible. We're going to cover that in the next segment here. Okay. So how and why is a 0-minute video? It's not even a video at all. It's a live event placeholder. How is that ranking? How is it sticking? Because of the power of YouTube Live, right? We've been talking about this already. YouTube Live makes the Google and YouTube search algorithm just go bonkers, okay? We've already talked about this, right? So next thing you want to do, you want to check your rankings, okay? A few of you have already checked the rankings for me, so it looks like we've got at least one keyword that's ranking already. So once you find something's ranking, you want to pick that winner, okay? And you want to actually turn that into a live video stream, okay? And how we do that, there's a few different ways. You can stream your video using a piece of software called Wirecast Play. It used to be free. Now they charge for it. I got to be honest with you, though, there's a bit of a learning curve to use Wirecast Play. It's not like this click and point type software. You go into Wirecast Play, you set it up. Once you do that, you can take your pre-recorded MP4 video file, a file that you recorded yourself or you got off Fiverr.com or somebody created for you, and you basically press play, and it live streams that, almost like uploading it right to YouTube, and actually allows you to actually have your instant ranking placeholder become a live video. As I said before, there is a bit of a learning curve to using Wirecast Play. It became such a pain for my customers. Actually, I have created my own software. I'll talk about later on, but again, it's entirely up to you. It's what you feel most comfortable with and what makes sense for you at this point right now. So there's a couple options available on how to stream that video. Okay, so once you get the stuff right, and once you're live streaming videos and you're doing instant ranking placeholders, here's some recent stats from some of the JVZoo affiliate offers that I'm promoting. So one example here, this video got 10 visitors in one day and one sale, $24, okay? Not too bad at all, 24 bucks a day for one video. Another example here, another video got 9 visitors or 3 clicks, one sale, $148 commission. Not bad at all for a day's work, right? One video. Another video I've got out there, we got 25 visitors and 2 sales, okay? So $48.10 for that day for this affiliate product, right? And as you see here, I mean, what we're talking about is developing these little, I call them video traffic machines that, we're not trying to get $1,000 a day with one video. Let's be realistic, right? Let's kind of get our head out of the clouds here and not be talking in a dream world. What we're talking about is having one video make, on the low end, $24 a day, $48 a day, maybe sometimes you make $148 a day. And the power of this system, people, is not creating one video and leaving it alone. It's actually stacking these videos and creating multiple videos, okay? So, I mean, if you could make $200 to $500 a month in profit, and I say profit because we're not paying for traffic, right? It's free traffic. With one simple video, how many of these videos would you create? I mean, one video, you could make $200 to $500 a month if you play your cards right, pick a good affiliate product, or if your product is a good quality product and your video's ranking, $200 to $500 a month, not that difficult. And it's, again, recurring, right? Because the traffic doesn't stop after month 1. that traffic keeps recurring and that income recurs every single month. Recurring traffic, recurring income, right? Very powerful. 5 videos on the low end could do 1,000, could do 2,500. Again, depends on several factors. 10 videos, now we're really starting to rocket, right? 2,000 to 5,000. And of course, you can scale it from there as much as you want to. I mean, 10 videos is not that difficult. You can get there literally, give yourself a month. Once you get into the groove, you can crack these things out. I've literally dozens and dozens and dozens of videos right now ranking on Google and YouTube, bringing me recurring traffic and recurring income. And I'm not touching these videos once I set them up. I get them up and running, and once they rank, they stick, and we move on, okay? So my question is, can you follow and replicate this simple process I just showed you over the past, what, half an hour here maybe? Finding keywords, setting up instant ranking placeholders, and sitting back, finding what ranks, right? Not difficult. You know, do you know how to find hidden high search volume keywords utilizing the YouTube autocomplete tool? Remember, you go to YouTube, type in, you know, t-shirt space A, t-shirt space B. Yeah, you can do this. You can find keywords using the free YouTube autocomplete tool. Not difficult, right? And 2, can you use the instant rank holding placeholder process I showed you to test rank a bunch of keywords and find a few winners, just like I showed you over the past 10 minutes or so, right? And then rinse and repeat the process. Not hard, right? Not difficult. I mean, there's nothing here I've shown you that, a 12-year-old can't figure out, because it's not like it's this rocket science kind of process, right? So the bigger question is, well, who wants to start getting recurring free traffic from Google and YouTube today? And more importantly, I mean, who wants to skip, months of wasted time, throw mud against a wall, wasted effort, so you can get results now, right? And at this point in time, we have kind of a cross in the roads here, right? So, I mean, we can basically go, on the left or go on the right. And the question is, which path do you want to take? Where do you want to go? So, where we are right now is basically option 1 is use the information I just gave you. Go through the information and just kind of figure it out, wing it, figure out the rest of it, and hope that things kind of come together, right? You can easily burn through months of time, figure everything out, and trying to connect all the dots, because today, obviously, we've talked about a piece of the puzzle, but I can't go through and talk about all the other pieces. It would take another couple hours of instruction. And you're probably going to avoid the big traffic and tough keywords, because anytime there's competition, you just can't, throw a bunch of keywords up there and expect to rank instantly. You got to have a little more tools in your toolbox, a little more skills in your game plan, right? And you may get stuck on page 2, 4, or worse, because again, the higher the competition, the bigger the reward, the more traffic, and there's more people kind of fighting it out for page 1 on Google. Chances are you could get bumped to page 2, 3, 4, and then what happens? What happens when you're on page 2, 3, or 4, right? And that's kind of something to think about. So option 2 is tap into my blueprint. As I mentioned before, I mean, I got smacked around by Google, unfortunately. And as a result of that, I really figured some things out on how to use this process of how to rank on Google using YouTube as sort of a back door that's totally legal to rank on Google and YouTube as a double whammy of traffic. It took me years to figure this stuff out, right? I hope you appreciate that. So you can rank for the big traffic money keywords and not be shy and timid and afraid to tackle the big money keywords. Just jump in there and grab them, because you know exactly what to do. You've got my blueprint. Also, I want you to join my private mastermind so that we continue the dialogue about what's working, new information coming to light. I'm testing new things. Heck, my customers are telling me about new things they're trying out. And all that is being dumped into our private mastermind through a Facebook group that we have. Okay. You also get all my tools, my automated software that saves you a ton of time, and also a lot of the shortcuts so that, you can skip wasting time and avoid more failure and really just cut to the fast line, and you'll get results now rather than waiting. So if you want, option number 2 and want to kind of get in the game now and start getting traffic, give me a 2 and put it in the chat box just so I can see who's kind of serious to jump in and really start getting free traffic from Google and YouTube. Not in 2 years when, the pool is crowded with all kinds of people and competition is there. I'm talking about now, while the getting is still easy, while there's not a lot of competition, while most folks haven't figured out YouTube and Google like I have. It's a very small opportunity, a small window to jump in and to seize the opportunity. I see Gordon, Stefan, Mark, John, Mike, Gregory, David, Adam, Billy, Jesse, Jennifer, Colin. Awesome. I see tons of 2s coming in here. So if you hit 2 in there and you're thinking in your mind, the time is now, I see the light, I see the proof, I want to jump in and do this, then you definitely want to get your seat inside my V Traffic Machines program. So I want to take just a few minutes here of your time, just explain to you what this is all about. And again, No one's strong arming you here. This is optional for you if you want to go to the next level with me, just to give you an idea what I have on the table for you today. And then we're going to circle back. I've got that PDF download for you, I promised. I've got that massive list of buyer keywords I did promise you. Also, I did promise you live Q&A too. So a lot of stuff we got to kind of circle back on. Also, we got to check the live rankings. And those of you who want to check live rankings in the meantime, like my friend John did, by all means, go right ahead. And just so you know, the results can vary depending on where you are kind of accessing this webinar from. If you're in the UK, Canada, United States, we'll talk about that later on though. But for the time being though, let's talk a bit about V-Traffic machines, okay? So really, this is a 4-week in-depth training program. And you get all the pieces so you can start ranking and getting free traffic from Google and YouTube as quickly as possible. So people basically search on Google and YouTube and they find you. They find your video, they find your affiliate link, and they find your product and service, and you obviously get traffic as a result of that video. And that's all covered in the V-Traffic Machines training, okay? Also, excuse me, step-by-step instructions to get you started from zero to scaling this thing as quickly as possible, okay? So here's what we're gonna cover over the next 4 weeks. Week 1 is about research, reverse engineering, and spying. How to get started. If you're just new, you have no idea how to get going with the stuff, well, that's perfect because we're going to go through picking a niche, finding a product, finding an affiliate product as a ClickBank, as through one of the health networks, as a JVZoo, and find the money keywords, the keywords you can rank for, and turn that search into a click and into a purchase, okay? Also, we're going to reverse engineer what's working right now. So you can spy on your competitors and see exactly what they're doing, reverse engineer the process, and actually outrank them without guessing, okay? And my favorite part, I've got a lot of free spy tools, sneaky spy techniques I'm going to give you all above board, and they won't cost you a dime to use them, okay? Including the Google Trust Thrusting module, which gets you better short and long-term results out of the gate, okay? Google's all about trust. If Google doesn't trust you, just like that, that guy trying to date your daughter, you don't trust the person. You're really not going to, let them in your house or want to be all warm and fuzzy with them. Google's the same way. Well, don't worry about that. What I'm going to show you in this module really cuts that process into like, it's an immediate trust. Google will love you. They'll hug you, kiss you, rub you on the head, call you your homeboy. That's what we're talking about in that module, okay? And once you do that, it slingshots your results on Google now and moving forward, okay? So week 2, pre-ranking your videos before you create them. Of course, we've gone through part of that today, right? With the IR page process. We've only kind of really scratched the surface. Now that you have a niche and a product to promote, you have target keywords, it's time to rank. We're going to dive into more detail about the IR page process that I showed you here today, including how to scale the IR page process to maximize your results, right? We want to cover as much time as possible, as much territory as possible in a minimal amount of time. And we're going to automate the process. I'm going to show you how to automate 90% of the work utilizing some amazing software I have, which is really a huge time saver. And let's be honest, in this game of online marketing, it's not always who's the smartest. It's about who moves the fastest, who's the quickest. Catch me if you can. If you're moving fast at 100 miles an hour and somebody's limping along behind you at 5 miles an hour, you will win. You will get the traffic. You will make the most sales because you're covering the most territory, right? Does that make sense? And we can automate to do that to save you time. So week 3 is all about video content creation and conversion hacks because you got to create a piece of content, right? I don't want you wasting your time and spinning your wheels and stressing out. Literally, we want to find out how you can create videos fast, easy, and on the cheap, okay? How to outsource to Fiverr the right way. Most folks completely mess this up. Fiverr is a great source for outsourcing, but most folks, they just fail miserably because they don't understand the right process and the right way, and you will, okay? How to create rapid content using my triple R tactic. You can use the same video 1, 2, 5, 8 times or more in a row, okay? So you're not creating 10 different videos, you're creating one video and utilizing that same exact video 2, 5, or 8 times or more. I'm going to show you exactly how to make that video unique. So we really leverage your investment, leverage your time, right? Leverage the amount you can do with one single video to get even more traffic. Also going to kind of get a little bit geeky on you and talk about the science of how to turn your views into clicks, downloads, and opt-ins. There's a whole psychology behind that. You have to understand why to get maximum results. Also going to talk about video retention tips because the more they watch your video, the more they will buy and the better and the higher you will rank on Google and YouTube, okay? They're all connected. They're all connected. And we dive into that in more detail in Module 3, okay? Week 4 is actually the uber important YouTube honeymoon period. Timing is everything, especially on YouTube. We're going to talk about the timing, how you can nail it and make sure, you're not going to get kicked out of the bedroom after the honeymoon. You're going to actually have a long lasting relationship with YouTube and Google. I'll show you exactly how to do that. Also, the science behind how and why YouTube ranks your videos. Really important to understand, what you have to do to keep Google and YouTube happy. Also going to give you my leapfrog launch formula. This is the formula I still use today, and it really maximizes your rankings right from the get-go. It's a very specific process. And once you follow the process, your video will slingshot often right to the top of page 1 utilizing this formula. It works every time. And also how to spy on spammers and steal their secrets while keeping it clean. You may find this kind of weird, but I do actually spy on people who do evil, black hat, no good on YouTube and Google. And you know what? Sometimes they actually have interesting ideas. If they just held back and they're less aggressive, they get better results. And that's what I do, is I try to, make this into a white hat, a do good strategy rather than making it into a do evil spam strategy. So you get all that stuff as well included in week 4. Also, one legal tip that boosts your videos right to the top, often top 10. Now, being realistic, right? If you want to focus on the keyword weight loss, good luck. Anybody who can tell you can rank on page 1 for weight loss is lying to you. We have to be realistic, but you can tackle some big traffic keywords. I'll show you some proof of that in a minute here. One of my customers, big keywords with a lot of traffic. If you play your cards right, you can get to the top of Google and YouTube with that, okay? And it's all about super simple, easy wins, right? We just want to knock it out, get ranked, and get more and more traffic, right? Again, we're creating more and more video traffic machines that bring in recurring traffic every month, recurring income every month, right? So you get results. So here's a small example of some of the cheat sheets. I'm mumbling my words here. The cheat sheets and checklists I give you. This is the leapfrog launch hack I mentioned to you. So very easy to follow. You just follow the bouncing ball. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. Real easy to go through this stuff and find out how it works, right? One example of a leapfrog launch formula in action. You can see here, this video was just doing nothing, just ranked in no man's land, and ba-boom. We are ranked number 1 here within a matter of about, it looks like maybe 5-6 days, okay? And maybe you can see this or not, but these are buyer keywords. As I mentioned before, anytime the word best, that's B-E-S-T, is in front of a keyword, it's a buyer keyword. Anytime the word reviews or review is behind a keyword like antivirus reviews, you can be best assured those are buyer keywords, and the conversion is off the charts high, as I mentioned earlier. I'll give you that download of buyer keywords in just a sec here. So wrapping it up here, there's also a bonus module, actually 2 bonus modules. It ended up being more than I thought, so I had to break it down rather than just overload you. So this is the advanced YouTube and Google traffic and rank hacks. So once you go through the preliminary training, and you've got your ninja sword, you've got your stripes, you've got the badge of honor on your chest, you're ready to do some damage. This is when you tap into the most advanced tactics and strategies that I have that I can give you. I'm talking about the force rank boost, how to rank for competitive keywords on YouTube. Also the force rank boost for Google, so you can rank for stubborn keywords on Google as well. I'm going to show you the leapfrog launch formula for Google this time. We have 2 flavors, YouTube and Google. The e-promo hack that some companies are charging $99 a month for this. I kid you not. You can do this for like a few bucks. It works unbelievably well. Also, the secret URL trick for top Google rankings, how to decode YouTube analytics to explode your results. I have not seen anybody talk about this stuff. Very, very important to analyze your data to know exactly what you should be doing moving forward. Also, I'm going to show you a YouTube views hijack. It's legal and it will 10x your views and traffic. One of the biggest questions I have from people is like, Jason, how do I get views to my video? How do I get views? And how do I turn those views into clicks? That's all covered, including this YouTube views hijack, which works extremely well. Another instant force rank boost, number 55. Again, applying the magic of the formula, boom, to number 1, okay? And if you're new to all this stuff, if you're just starting out from complete standstill, not a problem. I'm actually going to give you kind of a getting started program. This is actually phase 1, if you will. And in this phase 1, we've got actually a bunch of modules that go through setting up your YouTube channel, developing your content strategy. Who's your ideal customer? Are they male, female? What age are they? Where do they live? What are their interests? All that basic stuff to really lay the foundation to build your business on a bed of rock and not quicksand, right? That's all kind of covered in here too. So that's all covered. Total value, $891. Again, not to leave you hanging, I'm going to set you up with, all the video titles, which are important. Video descriptions are important, right? I'm going to give you all of my cheat sheets and my swipe files. I'm trying to remove any guesswork here. Also, in terms of thumbnails, you can go and hire someone to design thumbnails. That's fine. If not, I'm going to give you my, as you see here, my thumbnail templates in PowerPoint. Use those, edit them, boom, done. Okay. So remember earlier we talked about the best video style on YouTube and Google. I saw a lot of 2s here, which is interesting. A lot of you chose number 2. And as you can see by the check mark, the animated style videos have worked the best for me, and any tests I've done with my channels. Any video showing animation of text or animation of images, or even, yes, the creepy hand on the screen, that all works incredibly well. I'm not telling you that number 2 doesn't work, because yes, direct to camera videos work well as well. However, most folks are scared to death of being live on camera. And is that you as well? If you're the majority, most people don't want to be behind a podium. They don't want to speak publicly. They do not want to be on camera. It's not natural. So that's why I say number 3 is the best performing video. And even myself, I still use the old animated video style with most of my videos. Okay. So if you chose number 3, bravo, give yourself a round of applause, pat on the back. You are slowly on your way to becoming a YouTube and Google video ninja, because you already know the best type of video that works, right? But the cool thing is, the number 1 most important factor to your video is really about the script and not the video, which is kind of counterintuitive, right? So this is from the smart folks at Crazy Egg. They say the most important part of a video is the script and not the actual video quality. Whether you have a high quality video or a mediocre one, if the script isn't good, it won't convert well, okay? So you need to have a good video script. Don't worry about having your, beautiful headshot in the video. Don't worry about having some fancy $2,000 video that you paid through the nose. Don't worry about buying that fancy digital camera for $1,399. I have one of those cameras. I don't use the darn thing. I use it, for my kids and functions for the family, but I do not use it for my online business. Why? It's just easier, faster, less expensive to do animated whiteboard videos. And again, it's what you say is the most important part of the video. So having said that, I want to hook you up with 6 of my best scripts, okay? And these are all done Mad Lib style. If you're under 30, you probably have no idea what the heck Mad Libs even is, but if you're over 30, you know full well what these are all about, right? I'm talking about back of the station wagon with grandma, you know what I'm talking about? Driving with your brother or sister. Here, your mom gives you a bunch of Mad Libs. All is good for the next hour. My video scripts were the exact same way. You put in some information about your product, the challenges people have, the biggest questions, the biggest benefits, all that stuff. These are very generic style video script templates. You fill in the blanks, boom, done. And then the next step, you got the script done. Now you got to create the video. If you want to, you can just use my fill in the blank templates. I'm going to give you 6 pro design animated slides. Okay. These are all fancy graphics, fancy images, moving text. As I said, moving images, the exact kind of format that I told you is the #1 best performing video style on Google and YouTube. You get all that as well. And you can basically create your videos very, very easily utilizing these templates. Okay. All right. So there's a small snapshot there of what they're all about. Or, if you got 22 minutes, literally, you can create the video, upload it, and rank #1. One of my students here, Rob, says in 5 days, this video went from 77 rather, to #1. And in 2 of the #1 ranking videos, he used my pre-made video templates. Took about 15 minutes to create the video, 5 minutes to upload via Wirecast. We've actually eliminated that step, so you've just saved 5 minutes. And about 2 minutes to post, and I just grayed out some of the secret technique we use there. This is too easy, okay? 22 minutes, not a lot of time, right? Or if you don't want to create videos at all, if you have no interest in creating videos, go ahead, outsource the whole thing to Fiverr, literally $10. Give them your templates, give them your slides, say, look, make my magic happen, and they'll do that for you, okay? So just to wrap up here, again, we got the Get Starting module here, just to get you off your training wheels, get you up and running. Got the video thumbnail templates, video scripts and slides. And also, last but by no means least, the 4-week B Traffic Machines workshop, okay? Total value, conservative, $4,070. But I've saved the best 2 pieces here for last. Remember earlier we talked about the most time-consuming and critical pieces to your success on Google and YouTube are what? 1, researching the right keywords, right? Using the old YouTube auto suggest toolbar, as I showed you there, and also utilizing the RPH method to test rank multiple YouTube live events, right? Do you want to automate that process and just get out of jail, save yourself hours of time? You can spend more time with the family. They'll love you. You'll be the best father or mother in the world, and just get away from just clicking keys all day long. Of course you do. We want to automate the process, right? So I want to hook you up with this software, and that number is not pulled out of the sky. That's literally the amount of money I've spent on this sucker since I started developing it with the team that I have here. And it does three things well, and I'll show you exactly what it does. One, all those keywords from YouTube, the best keywords, the money keywords we talked about. Remember I showed you before the first, 3, 4, or 5 keywords that appear underneath whatever you're searching, highlighted in green here. It grabs all of those. So you could literally grab 300 keywords in a matter of about, I'd say about a minute, as opposed to taking 4 hours. How's that sound? Good? 1 minute versus 4 hours. Pretty good, right? So that's the first step. Second step, we also analyze those keywords just to show you where some of the easy rank opportunities are, okay? So I've basically just taken all the analysis work, put it into the software. On the left side, you see a bunch of green 1s and green 3s. What that simply tells you, you've got a good shot at ranking with those keywords because these are what I call easy rank keywords, okay? So again, just taking any, guesswork out of the process, trying to find you where the target is like a heat-seeking missile so you hit the pavement money, okay? And the last part, which is perhaps the most cool part, is automating these RPH tests that we did. So what you do basically is you have, a bunch of keywords like you see here: Texas coffee mug, made in Texas coffee mugs, color changing coffee mugs. If you're e-commerce people, you should be just, loving this by now because this is talking your language, right? California bear coffee mug. You put all those keywords into there, and don't worry about any of the other settings because I will auto-magically create these live event stick tests for you. You can see here, we've created a bunch of live events. You can create a bunch of these clicking your mouse button, okay, without manually doing it, which I showed you earlier, right? Not the easiest thing in the world to do. You click a mouse button, it sets them all up. And then when you check and find that a few of these suckers are ranking on page 1 of Google, you simply just, as you see here, use the old checkbox, check off the live events placeholders that are ranking on page 1 of Google and or YouTube, and then you just click the old stream video button. And when you do that, it's literally a matter of 3 mouse clicks. You click the stream button on YouTube and you stream your MP4 video. You stop it when it's done, a real simple process. And what happens is that your actual live event placeholder that you see crossed out in red there, it now gets automatically replaced with your video. So when someone searches California Bear coffee mug, they're not going to see your live event placeholder. They're going to see your actual, 1 minute video. So someone can watch a video and do what? Click on the link in the video or act upon the video and go to your website, go to your e-com store, click on the affiliate link so you get paid, right? That's how the process works. It takes the live event placeholder and replaces it with an actual video. And guess what? The rankings stick. They don't go down. If anything, they will go up because you're getting more engagement, more activity on that actual video than you did with a live ranking placeholder, right? So pretty awesome stuff, right? Not to toot my own horn, but when I figured this stuff out, it really is a total, absolute game changer for ranking on Google and ranking on YouTube. So I mentioned earlier, one of my top students, ranking number 4 with a keyword that gets 1 million searches a month. And imagine 1 million people potentially finding your little video there on YouTube and even getting, a small percentage of those clicking on it. It's still a crap load of people clicking on your links and discovering you, right? That's what can happen. Fast results. Another student here, Ross, he's showing me in the past 24 hours some of the rankings he's got. Multiple top 1 rankings, top 3 rankings, multiple top 10 rankings, right? 24 hours, ranking multiple videos, right? So listen though, I can show you success story after success story after success story all day long, but here's the way it is. People in life can have 1 or 2 things, right? Money or excuses. And right now you have 2 options. You can sign up with the Traffic Machines, get involved, get inside Google and YouTube using this method while there's less competition, get ranked and get traffic. Or you can justify, why you don't have time right now, why you can't afford it. There's other things going on. That's just what happens in life, right? Everyone's busy. And whatever your excuse is today, that's fine. But you must decide today whether you want money or excuses, because really you can't have both. Unfortunately, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? So since I like to reward action takers, people who seize opportunities and jump on them, my question to you is, are you an action taker? And if you are, I've got a few things here I want to reward you with that I think you're going to like. Okay. So you want to save $1,000 off the bat, first of all. Well, the fact that you're here, I'm going to give you a bit of a break on this. If you sign up with vTraffic Machines and go through the entire course and apply what I teach, the only thing I ask of you is to just share with me your case study, a screenshot, a testimonial, a Skype chat. I don't care. I just need to have some kind of, some kind of validation that, hey, what you're doing is working, and that this is getting results for you. You can take $1,000 off if you're willing to help me out. Okay. So when I launch this thing, which will happen eventually in the next few months, like anything else out there, it'll be $14.97 or $19.97. I'm not going to charge it. Obviously, I'm going to only charge you $9.97. However, John, being the tough guy that he is, twisted my arm and said, look, listen, man, we've been in this game a long time, you and I. Let's kind of really bring the heat here, do something special. So what I have done, I've created a coupon code for you. So if you want to save another $300 off of the price of $9.97, you have to use this coupon code, SAVE300, okay? Now, the price here says $6.97. When you go to the cart, it'll say $9.97. Use that coupon code, SAVE300. You'll save an immediate $300. It's not a rebate that we mail to you, none of that nonsense. It's an immediate discount, okay? The only way to get this discount is through vtargeter.com/John. You'll see the link there on the bottom of your screen, okay? And again, use that coupon code SAVE300. It'll also be on that link, vtargeter.com/John. You'll see the actual coupon code there if you want to use that. There's also a three payments of $298. That's also on the page there. With that option, because again, you are paying more money, the coupon code's not needed. I've adjusted the price, but to actually save the most, you want to take the full pay at $6.97. So what you want to do basically is that at vtargeter.com/John, that's Jon. Once you hit the red button there, you'll go to our payment processor, which is Gumroad. Totally secure. These guys have been around for ages. Very easy checkout process. I mean, you'll find this is probably the easiest checkout process that you have experienced in a long time. It's that simple. You put in your email address, credit card, and bam, you are done. No address, name, that kind of stuff. Give it a shot. You'll see. Very, very easy, seamless checkout process, okay? And once you actually go and complete your order, you're going to access to the dashboard. On the right side is the Get Traffic training, kind of the getting started training I told you about to kind of get you on off your training wheels. And then you'll dive into the vTraffic Machines 4-week training class. Week number 1 is up there right now, and I release a new module every single week, which you'll get access to. I'll also give you emails and everything else so you know exactly what's going on. The software is waiting for you. All the bonuses I mentioned, the sizzling video scripts, the sizzling video slides is also waiting there. To get your spot, vtargeter.com/John. I'm not going to go through this. I've gone through a lot of this already. Basically, to get the PDF I promised you, it's the same link, folks. It's vtargeter.com/John. That's Jon. Scroll way to the bottom and you'll see a little PDF link. Even if you sign up with vTraffic Machines, I mean, I'm thrilled and I'm excited to have you. I still recommend you get the free download because it is that good. Get yourself that PDF, get that list of buyer keywords I mentioned, okay? Again, vtargeter.com/John is where you can grab that. So here's a couple of fast action bonuses. I mentioned earlier, are you an action taker? Well, this is really where the rubber hits the road, okay? So bonus number 1, I can't do for everybody. It's a 30-minute strategy call. You and me, one-on-one, we hop on Skype. These calls always prove to be very, very beneficial to anybody that goes through them with me. We're going to hop on the call, talk about your business, where you're at, where you're not. I mean, what's working, what's not working. Or if you're just getting the wheels in motion, that's cool too. We'll make sure you get on the fast track to success and make sure you really kind of just hit the pavement running with the vTraffic Machines training, okay? It's only for the first 10 people. If you're watching this in terms of a replay, sorry, these are I guarantee they're gone already because they usually go within the first few minutes. All right. Again, a very, very, very cool bonus for you and me to get on the phone together. Bonus number 2 is the traffic and rank hacks bonus I talked about earlier. This is the most advanced traffic getting training that I have right now for Google and YouTube, only for the first 25 people. And this is the best of the best. Enough said. I mean, I really cannot top this anymore if I wanted to. This is the stuff that works incredibly well. So if you want, I can hit the payment with the best of the best training to get your stuff rocking on Google and YouTube. This is what you want, the traffic and rank hacks bonus, first 25, okay? Again, just to summarize everything here, if you can see it all laid out here, a lot of training modules, all the templates, the cheat sheets, the software, the 30-minute strategy call, you and me, the traffic and ranks training, value of $5,367. Most important, what happens after the 4-week workshop? You know how you buy courses and like after 4 weeks, you never hear from the person again. They ignore you. You submit a help desk ticket and it goes into a black hole. Don't you hate that? I hate that. I buy courses too and it drives me nuts. Well, after 4 weeks, I'm going to invite you to the wonderful inner sanctum of the Facebook secret mastermind group. We're going to share ideas, articles, what's working, case studies, screenshots. So if nothing more, we're going to actually up the heat another degree or two by you getting into the Facebook group after 4 weeks. Okay. Also, I'm available on the help desk after that as well. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always available to talk to you. 30-day, I got your back guarantee. As I said, in the next 30 days, contact me in the help desk if something's not jiving. After 30 days, contact me. I'm in the help desk, what could you lose if you don't buy it today? Well, first of all, that $300 webinar only discount, that'll be gone. I guarantee you, you won't get that ever again. You can burn through $100 a day following all these Facebook ad gurus who make you buy a $1,000 course and say, oh yeah, well, now I got to spend $100 a day just to get traffic. And it's not recurring traffic, because once you stop paying for your ad, what happens? The traffic, it disappears and vanishes, right? Or you can miss the boat again on something that really there's an opportunity here instead of hopping on it and jumping in on it. And right now the competition is still low. You can still rank for many keywords in many niches. I cannot say that will be the case in 2 years. Just like if you and I were talking about Facebook marketing back in 2011, you could have really cleaned house, right? If you got full involved on Facebook today, Facebook, very, very crowded. Unless you know what you're doing, it's a great way to lose a lot of money. Unless you know what you're doing. Otherwise, you got to really kind of just bleed cash before you can actually be successful on Facebook. So if this sounds exciting to you and you want to jump on board and hopefully be among the first 10 and amongst the first 25, vtargeter.com/Jon is the only way to do that. If you're doing the full pay, which I recommend, you'll save the most money. Also going to knock another $300 off. Use that Save 300 coupon there. And we have all kinds of folks on this call today. If you're wondering, will this work for me in my niche? Listen, I do affiliate marketing. I'm not a coach or consultant. I do have many students who are coaches and consultants. I sell info products. I sell e-commerce. I am on Amazon. I sell software. I sell services. All that stuff. And I use YouTube to get traffic. I've used YouTube to promote web hosting, diet products, CPA offer, online games, physical products, Amazon products, software, and much more, in any language. And actually, non-English languages on YouTube actually even are easier, believe it or not. If you're doing stuff in the Spanish language, or you want to get your videos translated into Portuguese or French or Italian or German, easy pickings. Let me tell you, a lot of easy pickings by going outside of the USA and tackling non-English languages. And it works for any type of business in any niche. And you really don't need your own product. I mean, I got started on YouTube just promoting affiliate products, just like Webinar Jam Studio I showed you, and it really didn't have any products I want to promote. And you can do that just by simply taking a 50% commission and promoting other people's products. So don't forget, the first 10 get the one-on-one strategy call. The first 25 get the V Traffic Machines Traffic and Rank Hacks training. This will sell out fast, so avoid missing out. Follow your gut. If this sounds like something you want to do and that little tingling in your belly says, you know what, I think this is it, hop on it and do it, because I guarantee you those fast action bonuses will be gone. And if you get this stuff right and it starts to click together, I mean, I'm not going to say you're going to, have these kind of results, but just to kind of give you an idea and kind of pull back the kimono, here's one of my affiliate videos promoting a web hosting product. Web hosting is one of the most competitive markets anywhere. I mean, it's insane. So if you can succeed with the web hosting niche, you pretty much succeed anywhere. As you can see here, if I was buying this traffic, I would have spent almost $24,000 on Google traffic. However, I've spent nothing with that. And actually in the clicks I've generated, you can see here, I would have paid 24 grand with them. A 6.35% conversion. That means 6.35% of people are pulling out their wallet and buying something. And this is not the Jason Potash channel. This is just some random guy who's creating a video that somebody found on Google and YouTube, telling them why I think they should buy this particular web hosting product or service. And 6.35%, take me up on it. I mean, there's nothing I'm doing that's unique or special than what you can do as well with your videos once you understand how to do that. So here's a summary here of everything. I want to go and actually do the Q&A as I promised you here and answer some of your questions here. And also, we're going to go and check some of these rankings as well. So, real quick, sorry about this. Just some of the top questions in case we don't get to your question and this is on your mind. By the way, if you have a question now, I can see your stuff in the chat. I can, Raphael, Gregory, John, Gordon, I can see all your names there. Put in your question there, okay? Because I'm going to circle back and get the questions now. Are there any upsells or anything else to buy once you sign up with V-Traffic Machines? No. Sadly to say, my marketing buddies would probably kick me in the behind. There are no upsells, downsells, no cross sells, no sneaky upsells, zero. Once you're in, that's it. How long do you have access? Unlimited access. This isn't like a 30-day program and it locks you out. In 2 years from now, if you want to access again, you still have access. How much time per week should you dedicate? About 2 hours, I would say, per week. Again, work at your own pace. It doesn't matter. You can, spend an hour a week if you want to. Is the software PC and Mac compatible? Yes, it is. Out of the box, you don't need to run boot camp or whatever it's called, bootware or parallels. None of that stuff. And can your VA or assistant use this? Yes, they can. Many of my customers have their assistant or VA use the software and go through the training. Does it work for non-English languages? Yes, I covered that earlier. Yes. If you do any kind of work overseas, the only language that gives us some trouble is the Chinese language, as you know, has some very weird and interesting characters that are not typical of the English language, and also Russian because of the different symbols and everything else. So if you're in China targeting Chinese language, or if you're in Russia targeting the Russian language, you may have some challenges. Other than that, though, you're golden and good to go. And are all the tactics safe, long-lasting, and current? Yes. By now, you know my story, how I got smacked around by Google. Learned my lesson. I'm not going to do anything without testing it on test accounts, making sure that when I use a tactic, it works, it's long-lasting and safe. So everything I show you in the course, and I've shown you today, is all long-lasting and safe too, okay? So vtargeter.com/John. I got a bunch of you already told me you've signed up. You're asking me if you're among the first 10. I'm embarrassed to admit I don't have a split screen where I can check the stats, but I will tell you this though, because I see a bunch of you have put in that you're in, I'm signed up, I'm among the first 10. If you sign up today during this live webinar, not the replay, the live webinar right now, if you sign up, you will guaranteed be amongst the first 10. I mean, we could be at number 15 now or 16. I don't know. There's a lot of you I see here. Don't worry about that. Just sign up and get your spot. Your order is time stamped. I'll know when you ordered. So if you signed up today during the live webinar, you will get an invitation from me to be on, get on a one-on-one strategy call. Okay. And I mean, that's the same. Who knows? We may have blown through the first 25. I don't know. I see about probably 12 people right now that have responded saying, I'm in, count me in. Awesome. Just signed up. I'm in the first 10. If you're number 26, again, you have my guarantee because you're here hanging out, which I appreciate. You will get access to the traffic and rank hacks bonus as well. Okay, so don't worry about that. Guarantees 30-day, Gregory. You're asking me about guarantees. As I said, 30-day guarantee. However, though, after 30 days, I'm not going anywhere. I don't turn into a phantom and disappear. I'm always hanging out in the help desk, always available in the private Facebook group. So don't worry. You'll see a lot more of me guaranteed here. So let me just minimize my screen here. And now's the time to put these questions in here. And as you're doing that, I'm going to go and go into the crystal ball of Google and see what our rankings are here. As I said, before we do this, your rankings may show a bit differently. It depends on the country. Also, Google has like 1 million different servers, and depending on which server is actually delivering the results for you, I mean, the results could be better or they could be even worse. So just to kind of give you an idea, that's how Google works, right? So just so you know, I'm in incognito mode, the little spy you see up here. Incognito mode means that we're not going to influence my rankings with any kind of cookies or search engine activity. Also, I am not signed into my Google account. Very, very important. Okay, so you see there's 2 videos here. Let's see how we did if we actually, oh, boom, sorry. We overtook one of those videos and replaced, did you see that? I wish I could just do a slow-mo here. We basically knocked out one of the videos and we grabbed the #1 spot here. And this poor guy right here is also ranking for water damage caliente. Sorry, we just pwned you. Anyway, 413 competing results here. So we got some pretty decent competition here too, right? On to number 2, Carlin water damage. You can see here, there's no video ranked or no placeholder ranked. Let's see how we did here. If anything comes up at all. Let me try to refresh again sometimes. Now, something else you might want to check is that go to the videos tab, because sometimes, okay, see, you should see your live event placeholder under the videos tab. If you do not, it means that something went funky wrong with Google or YouTube. So it was not our fault. We could try this again and we could get ranked. Okay, so you see that? Let me explain a different way. Under Caliente water damage, if I click on the video tab, voila, we're ranked number 2. You should see yourself ranked as a worst case scenario under the video tab on Google. Carlin water damage, we're not even under the video tab. That tells me something went kind of wrong with Google not actually picking up our video. So that's a good thing. So we'll come back to that. Excuse me. This one here, you can see we're nowhere on page 1. Let me refresh and drum roll, please. Wow. Okay, cool. We are number 3. Wow, smoking. Awesome. Okay, you can see here there's no other videos ranked there. And Yarrington, we already know we're ranked for Yarrington because John already told us. So he spoiled the surprise already. Thanks, John. So let me click refresh here. And we should be also, there we go, boom, number 1. So folks, I mean, I can't fake this stuff. I can't give you any more proof than showing you live without a net. As I said, being fully transparent, I'm not saying you're going to rank 100% of the time utilizing this strategy. Sometimes it gets tough in the world of Google and YouTube. Sometimes you'll find stiff competitors. That's why I want you to get my blueprint. I want you to get my software. I want you to get, all the video ninja chops that I have inside vTraffic machines, so you won't get sandbagged on page 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use the leapfrog launch formula. You can use the force rank hack to take your video from page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and boom, get it onto page 1. If this doesn't happen right away, because I'm telling you right now, this doesn't happen every single time. And when it doesn't, especially for more competitive keywords, that's when you need JP in your corner with my strategies to kind of get you on the page 1, because that's where all the traffic is. That's where all the fun is. Once you get on page 1, that's when you get discovered. People find you and you get that flood of clicks to your product, your affiliate pages, or what have you. Okay. So let me, I see some of you having a problem with the link here. Let me just see something here, because this did happen earlier. So they was taking some time to here. So vtargeter.com/Jon. Let me see here. I see a bunch of you are having problems accessing that link. I'm gonna add the link into the chat here and see if that might help. I don't know if it's a typing issue or who knows what's going on here. So let me just scroll down here and put in the link here so you all have it. And hopefully I won't make a typo, which is entirely possible. Give me just 1 second here, and then we're gonna circle back and go into the QA section as I promised earlier. vtargeter.com/Jon. All right, I'm putting the link here in the chat. So you should see it there now. If the link is giving you a problem, just try to actually refresh the page. And when you refresh the page, it may actually, it could just be there's so many people actually accessing the darn page. That could quite honestly be it. I mean, I'm not making stuff up. That could happen. My portal server is having a bit of a hiccup because I just tried it on another computer here, and I'm able to get to that page. So Steven says, I'm in. That's awesome. Can't wait to start building my vTraffic machines. That's awesome. I see that we've got Billy is in. We've got Thomas is in. We've got Sadie J is in. We've got Hasif or Hasif. I apologize if I butchered your last name or your name, rather, Hasif. All right. So anyway, let's go through some of the Q&As here. And in the meantime, hopefully that link will work. Again, it's vtargeter.com/Jon. That's Jon. There's no H there. Sometimes there's different spellings, obviously, with John, right? So let me just see what questions we have here. And hopefully you've covered a lot of the questions already, because I find that the most popular questions I do actually cover. Rafael is asking if you can use this for local businesses service videos. Absolutely. I mean, this works extremely well with local targeting, as I just showed you in the water repair niche, right? So I have a handful of customers right now who are just crushing it. And the cool thing is, think about this, Rafael. Anybody else here is interested in doing, local marketing where they actually provide local rankings for local businesses? I mean, this is the ultimate for me, right? And actually, this is something that one of my customers told me. He told me he sets up a bunch of instant ranking placeholders, like I just showed you how to do over the past half an hour, right? And he'll walk into a business and say, hey, hello, Mr. Let's say, for example, it's a chiropractor. Hello, Dr. Steve, the chiropractor. I'd love to get you some more traffic on Google and YouTube. Are you ranked on page 1 of Google and YouTube right now? They're like, well, no, we're not. Well, I'm going to show you something here. I've already ranked on page 1 of Google and YouTube. And all I want to do is replace replace this here with your video that advertises your business, that sends patients to your practice. And as you can see, I've already put in a few placeholders here, as I call them. And I'd love to work out an arrangement with you to have your videos in your practice be ranked on page 1 of Google and YouTube to get in front of thousands of people conceivably every month. Does it interest you? And if they say no, then you quite simply say, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Steve. Just so you know, I'm actually going to, my next visit is actually Dr. Bill down the street, who's also a local chiropractor. And then hopefully I can work out an arrangement with him to get Dr. Bill on page 1 of Google and YouTube. Can you see how powerful that is? I mean, Dr. Bill and Dr. Steve probably hate each other. They're just, fighting it out as competitors. Oh, how dare you steal my customers? I'm the best chiropractor. No, I'm the best chiropractor. If you can use that positive intimidation to basically, tell somebody, well, you're going to walk down the street to their biggest competitor and help them get ranked when someone searches on Google and YouTube. I mean, you'd be an idiot to not say, hold on a second. All right, what else you got here? What's it going to cost me? And do whatever you can to keep, Dr. Bill or Steve from getting on page 1 of Google. Does that make sense? You see the power on how that works when you negotiate from a power of strength, because you've already got the results. You're telling them, well, look, we've already got the results. The question is, whose business do we promote on page 1 of Google and YouTube? Is it yours or is it your biggest competitor, right? So Rafael, use that to your advantage. I guarantee you will get very, very little pushback from local customers once you frame it that way and position it that way. And again, you're being totally cool. You're not being a jerk. You're just saying, look, well, hey, I've got these first page rankings. I'd love to help a local chiropractor. If not you, then who? I'm going to work my way down the street until I find a chiropractor who's interested in working with me and getting Google traffic. Boom, done. End of story, right? So very, very powerful. More questions here. Let me see here. John, again, star of the class, asking if he's actually in for the 30-minute strategy call. As I said, John, don't worry. Regardless of what number you are, if you're number 10 or number 25, it doesn't matter. You have my word. You'll get an invitation to be as part of those calls here because you stuck around. Let me see here. Who else we got here? Naima says, absolutely love this. I'm just seeing some of these comments now. It's been one of the best webinars I've seen in a long time. That's awesome. That's awesome. Appreciate that, guys. There will be a replay for those of you that might have missed part of it or came in late. There will definitely be a replay. If you have any questions, answer them, folks. Looks like I'm going through the questions here. I'm not going to repeat them because a lot of the questions that have come up, we already have covered during the actual presentation. So let me see here. Someone's asking, what if they are already past all the other stuff and just want to rank quickly for your niche? Well, I mean, obviously you can just start utilizing the software I'm going to give you and just start testing a bunch of keywords utilizing the RPH process I've shown you. But I mean, automating that through the software, just start testing things as quickly as possible. And then, I mean, if you're already past the beginner phase, if you already have a channel, you already have, you've done videos, you already know exactly what YouTube's all about, then you can very quickly jump into the more advanced tactics, especially when it comes to actually utilizing the leapfrog launch hack, or formula rather, and the force rank hack, where you can just basically just take your content. And here's the thing, folks: if you have existing videos that are maybe just collecting dust or they weren't doing very well, by all means, you can take those again, run them through the old V-Traffic Machines process again, especially the leapfrog launch formula, and launch them again as brand new videos, and see if second time around you'll be pleasantly surprised how much better that video will do, because you have a process, you have a proven blueprint you can use that works without just saying, well, let me just throw this up and see what happens and hope that Google's in a good mood to give me traffic. Google's never in a good mood to give you traffic just for free. You have to follow a process, right? You got to follow certain steps and series of events that will make Google notice your video and make YouTube say, wait a second, hold on a second here. This is something that's pretty exciting and we should give this person some page 1 ranking love. That does not happen. It can happen by accident. I mean, I'm not saying it never happens, but you want to make sure that the odds are in your favor, that every time you get a video teed up to upload to YouTube, that you've got the highest percentage possible that you will rank on page 1. Not immediately, then within the first week, which I show you how to do with the leapfrog launch formula and the forced rank hacks I'm going to give you. And again, as I said, I haven't checked stats here. If you're number 26 today, and you think you missed the boat on getting the first 25 bonus, don't worry. I'll go through my stats. I'll find out that you definitely ordered during the live webinar, and you will get both bonuses. So do not worry, okay? So if you're thinking about it and you're on the fence, I highly recommend you go to vtargeter.com/Jon. Get yourself a seat inside vTraffic Machines, because once I hit the end broadcast button here very shortly, I can't guarantee that you'll get any of the bonuses, actually, depending on the numbers. So, okay. Let me see here. Last check here to see what we have in terms of questions. Yeah, good question, John. John's saying, would he have to remove the existing video from YouTube first? Would that cause a duplicate content penalty? It could. You could also, I talk about in the course how to make your video more unique. That's actually also done automatically when you live stream your video utilizing the vTargeter Pro software. But so yes and no. I mean, if you take the exact same video and just upload it, there are chances YouTube will say, hey, wait a second, this is the exact same video you uploaded like 2 months ago or a year ago, and they'll say, no, we don't want that. You may have to change the video around a bit, or as I said, you could utilize the software and or just do it manually. It's entirely up to you. So, I mean, if the video is still getting traffic, I would leave it. But if the video got like 50 views in a year, then just take it down. You're just doing more harm than good. It's almost like pruning a tree. Right? I'm not a gardener, but I do know enough where if you have a bunch of dead branches and dead flowers on a tree, you want to cut off the dead branches and give life to the branches that are living, right, to produce more fruit or produce more flowers. So it's the same thing with YouTube. Any dead videos that are just horribly performing, just remove them, even try re-uploading them, and you may find second time you get actually better results. So Joe asking again, what type of video is most popular? Whiteboard video? Yeah, Joe, we did cover that. Any video that's animated. I mean, animated whiteboard. So yes, a whiteboard video or any video showing animation. The kiss of death on YouTube and Google is having a video where people are staring at a screen for like 30 seconds or a minute, and then the screen changes a minute later. You want to have some kind of movement with text moving or bullet points or some kind of a person on a flying, airplane swooping in, or having some kind of a cartoon character, dancing across the screen, whatever, just some kind of movement that engages your eyes and kind of pulls you into the video and make sure you're not bored to death. And most videos you see on YouTube violate that, right? They just have these boring videos that nobody wants to watch. It's horrible. So animation. That's the name of the game. Okay. So anyway, folks, we are getting down to the wire here. One more question here from David. When using copies of videos, do you need any customization with unique descriptions? Yes. I mean, if you're going to use the same video multiple times, the more unique you can make that video any way, shape, or form, that's going to help you to stay in Google's and YouTube's good graces and not be accused of uploading duplicate content, right? Which, is not going to be a major thing. It's just YouTube's like, hey, man, this is not cool. You're uploading the same video you did last year. Come on, stop it. And I'll just tell you, sorry, we can't make this video go live because it's the same video that we had before. You know what I mean? So a few folks are having still problems with that page. I don't know what's going on there. Here's the thing, people. If you are having problems trying to actually load the page, or having problems ordering, or the coupon code is not giving you the $300 discount, I mean, anything, just please use this email and get in touch with me, okay? So support@joltsupport.com. Hopefully you can see that on your tiny screen there. Please email me sooner rather than later. Don't email me in 4 days and say, oh yeah, I tried to order and the page wasn't loading. We all know that's BS. Email me. I'm going to be hanging around here. It's only like 9:44 my time, so I'm not going to bed as of yet. So I'll be around for the next hour or two. So please email me. Let me know if there's a problem with the page. I'm going to try to figure out what's happening here because about 4 of you said that you couldn't access the page yet. I see a whole bunch of people who are like, I'm in, count me in, just ordered. I'm among the first 10. So I know a bunch of you got in the door. So I would say maybe use a different browser, try using Firefox or Chrome or Safari or Internet Explorer or whatever, and try refreshing that link again. vtargeter.com/Jon. That's with an no H. That might be part of the challenge. I don't know. Here it is on the screen here. I also put it in the chat just so you know. So right here, vtarget.com/Jon, Jon. All right. So anyway, like I said, if you have any problems, support@joltsupport.com. I get copied on all those emails. So just if there's something going on, just, hey, Jason, I'm amongst the people in the webinar who want to get in. I want both bonuses. How can I get hooked up? And I'll make sure you get set up. Okay. So anyway, people, I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the interactivity. I really appreciate you guys giving me some great questions and also just being cool to hang out with. So I hope I've given you a lot of stuff to learn. More importantly, though, what I want you to do is put this stuff into action. Don't be the person that just hangs up and goes, oh, that was real nice. Let me just put that away. Because I believe me, in 2 years from now, you will be kicking yourself. Now is the time, the easy pickings on Google and YouTube, especially utilizing the video strategies I've shown you, utilizing the RP strategies. The time is now to use this stuff because not a lot of folks are doing it. So please, do me a favor, join vTraffic Machines. Let's get on this journey together, and let's start utilizing the IR page process to get multiple rankings and free recurring traffic and revenue from Google and YouTube. Thanks, everyone. Jason Potash, and have a great night or great morning, depending where we're calling in from. And we'll talk to you again real soon.